What's up, YouTube? Today, let's talk relationships. A lot of dating coaches I see online is like, you could tell they're full of it. They're trying to sell you something. But I actually found one that's pretty realistic and has like logical answers, which explains things a lot better. Of course, I gotta give it credit. Let's start with the first one. What men look in a wife.
All right, queens, you guys have been asking for this one. 5 traits that all men want in their woman. Here we go. Number 1, physical attraction. If you want to know one thing about men, it's this. They are absolutely visual creatures. I cannot stress that enough. A man of quality is going to want a woman who takes pride in her physical appearance. She doesn't necessarily have to be the most beautiful woman in the room, but she is going to be a woman that understands the importance of how she presents herself to the world.
Very true. I feel like a lot of women take that for granted. They feel like, take me as I am, which is cool and all, but you gotta remember what you want in somebody else, they want something else in you. So men are very big on physical attraction, so don't take that for granted. It's not that hard to, do what you can for yourself. Besides being healthy and being in shape, there's nothing wrong with that. So
Number 2, cooperation. And this one is so simple. If you want a man that's a natural leader, you're going to have to know how to cooperate. He's going to want to see if you can be a partner, if you can be a team player. He's not going to want to fight with you over every single little thing. If you are stubborn, combative, closed-minded, and negative, a man of quality is going to find that extremely unattractive. A lot of us women get into the bad habit of making everything a battle. And if you want a man who is high quality, he is going to have way bigger things on his mind, like running your family in the right direction. He's not going to want to argue with you over what you are going to have for dinner.
that's deep, very deep, because a lot of people in general just like to argue about the little things. Like, if you're looking for like a busy type of person, they're not gonna have time to be stressed out over the smallest thing. Life is too short. Everyone just want to go home and relax, and their house should be their castle. So always remember that. Stop arguing and bickering about the smallest things. There's more to life than that.
Number 3, to feel wanted. Don't get me wrong. He wants you to be fully yoked. He wants you to have a life. He wants you to have all of those things. And you can be independent. You can be a boss woman, but just make sure that you're operating in that feminine energy that makes a man feel wanted. He's going to love the fact that you have passions and interests in a life outside of him, but you have to remember that a man's natural state is to be a provider and to be a protector, and he's going to want a woman that makes him feel like he has room to do that in her life.
Perfectly said. Everybody want to feel wanted in life, I understand, especially once you have children and you have family and so many different things going on. Like, it's hard to just focus on one person, but you got to also remember, like, you guys are supposed to be there for each other. So, always make each other feel like you want them around, and always try to take time and do things for, to keep the relationship fun and exciting and moving forward always.
Number 4, and y'all are not going to like this one. Accountability. Yeah. Harsh truth. We don't have any problem telling a man the 152 ways that they are wrong. But when the tables turn and it's our turn to be accountable, a high quality man is going to want to see that you know how to do that. Can you apologize? Can you hold yourself accountable? For some reason, for us women, it's so hard to acknowledge when we're wrong and to say that we're sorry. But a high quality man is going to want to see that you can do that. It goes back to being a good partner.
Wow, that's very tough on a lot of people. I notice accountability, men and women, but mainly women. It's very hard for some reason. I don't know. I guess no one wants to be the bigger person. It seems like everybody makes mistakes, and people tend to take it for granted. Just saying I'm sorry. Is this actually beyond saying I'm sorry? Actually mean you're sorry and actually do something to change it.
And number 5, last but not least, I hint at this one all the time, so I'm going to speak on it now. Feminine energy. I know for some reason whenever people talk about masculine energy versus feminine energy, it gets so controversial, and I really don't understand why that is. It's honestly very simple. Your grace, your class, your poise, your confidence, your nurturing, compassionate energy. If he's really looking for a wife, he's going to want to see a woman who can bring the qualities to the relationship that he naturally as a man cannot.
That's a great point. People don't understand it. It's masculine and feminine energy. Like, you both can't be the same energy, to be honest with you. I mean, today's time, I guess you can, but to me, realistically, if you're looking for, a balance in life, it gotta be one's masculine, one feminine.
Now here's the thing, and this message goes to men and women. It is not fair to go out into the dating market with a full list of all of the things that you need in a partner when you don't really know the first thing about what your partner is going to need from you. Relationships are a two-way street. And if you want to find and build a relationship that lasts the test of time, you're going to have to care about your partner's happiness and their needs just as much as your own.
Perfectly said. Everything she said was perfect. Seriously, we gotta always, it's not always about you. You gotta also think about the other person. Everybody wants the perfect partner, but no one wants to become the perfect. Be what you want, basically, in life. Next one.
All right, ladies, here are 5 traits that you are definitely going to want in your husband. Number 1, the ability to lead. You're going to want to be married to a man who knows how to make good decisions, how to act under pressure, and knows how to properly steer you and your children down the right path. If he's a true leader, he's also going to understand that he has a responsibility not just to himself, but to the people that he's leading. So he's going to be careful in his actions and his behaviors because he understands that his role is bigger than just him.
That is so big. That's a big statement she made. I could definitely see that women definitely want a leader. Too often, especially nowadays, like everybody want to be followers. Everyone's so unsure about things. Like you got to be direct and you got to know what you're saying. You got to have a plan. You got to stick to it. Life is full of hot ups and downs, but you got to keep it moving.
Number 2, and I cannot emphasize this one enough, emotional intelligence. How well he communicates his thoughts and his feelings, how quickly he takes accountability for his actions, how natural it is for him to console you when you're hurt or upset. All of these are signs of his emotional intelligence, and it is so, so, so important.
That's a new one. I could see that too, because a lot of people is just, especially when you've been heartbroken, you tend to shut down and it's hard for you to really connect or really just care about other people's feelings. But you got to also remember when you're in a relationship in general, you always got to consider who you're with and how they feel and love language and this and that. Like relationships are hard, but if you're in a good one, it's always worth it at the end.
Number 3 is an oldie but goodie that I talk about all the time if you watch my videos. Consistency. Consistency is very simple. You don't want a man who's disciplined and ambitious and goal-oriented one month and then the complete opposite of those things the next month. You want him to be consistent, not only as an individual, but consistent in how he is in the relationship.
That's very true. Very true. Because like I said before, life is full of up and downs, but life can't be that unpredictable. You should always have a plan and you should always, make sure you know what you're doing, especially if you have if you're supporting somebody like a wife, kid, family, always have something moving forwards.
Number 4, stability. Are they financially stable? Do they have a stable personal life? How's their career? Do they have career goals and trajectories for their future? All of these are questions you need to be asking yourself. You may really like this person, but if you're serious about marriage and finding a husband, you need to ask yourself, what is your life really going to look like with this person? Are they going to bring you peace and prosperity, or are they going to add chaos to your life?
I get it. You got to find somebody in the right stage of their life if you're really trying to get married, because a lot of people, especially nowadays, they like to play the field, which, kind of understandable depending on their age and stuff. You can't just marry the first person you're with, but you get to a certain point where you want more out of life,
And last but not least, number 5, integrity. One of the most important ones of all. You are going to want to be married to a man of integrity. I cannot stress that enough. A man who is trustworthy, a man who is dependable, a man who is a man of his word. There is nothing sexier than a man that does exactly what the hell he says he's going to do.
Wow. And honestly, that's the rarest thing to find nowadays, integrity, in men and in women, to be honest with you. Nobody keeps their word nowadays, so if you could find that, you won the lottery. Definitely find somebody that means what they say and say what they mean, because that's very important. It's a dying trait to have.
Now remember, not everyone is perfect, and just like your relationship is going to be a work in progress, people can be works in progress too. But with a strong foundation, you're definitely going to be setting your relationship and your marriage off to a great start.
Like I said before, this lady's an excellent coach. Everything she said I 100% agree with, because all the other coaches is just trying to sell you something. Everybody has problems, no one has solutions. Definitely follow her. I'll put her credit in the description. Once again, this is Chaos. Let me know what you think. Peace.